Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hi everybody, Marika here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Italian questions. The question for this lesson is, what are the top 10 most common Italian idioms? It might not be necessary to know idioms in order to communicate in Italian, but they are very effective and fun. Also, if you can use some idioms, you'll sound more fluent. Are you ready to find out 10 of the most common Italian idioms? Let's start. In bocca al lupo. This literally means into the mouth of the wolf. The origin of this expression isn't clear, but Italians use it very, very often to wish someone good luck. If someone says in bocca al lupo to you, you should reply crepi il lupo. May the wolf croak. Costare un occhio dalla testa. Literally, to cost an eye of the head. This has basically the same meaning as the English idiom, to cost an arm and a leg. It means that something costs so much that you'd have to sell a part of your body to be able to afford it. Essere al verde. The literal translation is to be at the green, but it actually means to be broke. This expression is said to have originated in Florence, where the bottom half of auctioneer candles were painted green. When the candle reached the green, the flow of money would come to a stop. Another theory is that the color refers to the inside of a wallet, which you could see once you were out of money. Tra il dire e il fare c'è di mezzo il mare. Idiomatic expressions about the sea are quite common in Italian. This one means, between saying and doing there is a sea in the middle. It means, easier said than done. Italians often shorten this expression and just say, tra il dire e il fare. Una volta ogni morte di papa. Once every time a pope dies. The English equivalent of this expression is, once in a blue moon. Both are used about something happening very rarely. Essere al settimo cielo. This idiom has the perfect analog in English, to be in seventh heaven, meaning to be extremely happy. This expression comes from the philosophy on which Dante's comedy is based. According to this philosophy, the earth is in the center of the universe, surrounded by 7 concentric heavens. Seventh heaven was the highest degree of elevation for man. Dormire come un sasso, to sleep like a stone. This idiom is basically the same as English, to sleep like a log. It means that someone is sleeping so soundly that they look like an inanimate object. You can also say dormire come un ghiro, to sleep like a dormouse. Acqua in bocca. The literal translation is water in your mouth. If someone says acqua in bocca to you, they want you to keep it a secret, because of course, you can't say anything if your mouth is full of water. Il gioco non vale la candela. The game isn't worth the candle. This expression is of medieval origin. Back then, people used candles at night, and candles could be expensive. Card players used to repay the owner of the house that hosted them with either money or a candle. The saying started to spread among players to indicate games where the winnings were so low that they wouldn't even cover the small expense left for the candle. Tagliare la corda, to cut the rope. This expression means to run away from a situation. It originates from the rope that was used to keep boats tied to the shore. To sail, it was necessary to free the boat first, but if someone was in great hurry, the rope would be cut. Pretty interesting, right? That's all for this lesson and this series. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in another series. A presto! See you soon!
Hi everyone! I'm Ilaria from ItalianPod101.com. Nice to see you again. So, do you know how to say I love you in Italian? In this lesson you learn 3 different ways on how to say I love you in Italian and also one special phrase for Valentine's Day. So, are you ready for the celebration of love? Let's start! Let's start with the most common phrase. Ti amo. Ti amo. I love you. The phrase is direct, so you should only use it when you're confessing your love. If you want to be less direct, you can also use this phrase. Sei così importante per me. Sei così importante per me. Which in English means, you mean so much to me. Sei così importante per me. But what if you want to be more romantic in expressing your love for someone? Here's a phrase for you. Le parole non possono descrivere il mio amore per te. Le parole non possono descrivere il mio amore per te. Which in English means, words cannot describe my love for you. So, le parole non possono descrivere il mio amore per te. So, now you know 3 different ways to say I love you in Italian. And here's another one. What if you want to spend the Valentine's Day with someone special? In this case you can say Vuoi essere il mio Valentino? Vuoi essere il mio Valentino? Which in English means, will you be my Valentine? Okay, now let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. Listen to the expressions and repeat after me. I love you. Ti amo. Ti amo. You mean so much to me. Sei così importante per me. Sei così importante per me. Words can't describe my love for you. Le parole non possono descrivere il mio amore per te. Le parole non possono descrivere il mio amore per te. Will you be my Valentine? Vuoi essere il mio Valentino? Vuoi essere il mio Valentino? Okay guys, well done! Now, here's a fun fact. Do you know which pictures in Italy symbolizes Valentine's Day? It's The Kiss by Francisco Hayez and is preserved in Academy Brera in Milan. This painting represents the passionate kiss between two lovers that are destined to be separated. So guys, today you learned 3 different ways to say I love you in Italian and a special phrase for the magic Valentine's Day. I'll see you next time. Grazie. Ciao. Hi guys, welcome to ItalianPod101.com. Today we're going to talk about a very delicate topic, the top 10 phrases tourists should never use. So let's start. È disgustoso. It's disgusting. È disgustoso. It's disgusting. You can also use the word which is less formal than disgustoso. Non mi piace. I don't like it, simply. You don't have to say it's disgusting. You can say I'm sorry, I don't like it. So that would be mi dispiace, ma non mi piace, which is definitely better than è disgustoso. Il mio paese è migliore. My country is better. Il mio paese è migliore. My country is better. So this is actually a kind of patriotism, I think, that you shouldn't have when you are around the world. I mean, because you should be like open-minded, and open to new culture and things like that. So it's better not to say this. Sta zitto. Shut up. Sta zitto. Shut up. You can say also fa silenzio, which is the same, but still, of course, it's not something nice. I mean, you can say that to your children, for instance, if they make a lot of noise, you can say fa silenzio or sta zitto or basta, which is like stop. But of course, it's not nice to say this to someone, that you don't know actually, but even to people that you know. Non sono molto interessata alla vostra cultura. I'm not very interested in your culture. Non sono molto interessata alla vostra cultura. I'm not very interested in your culture. It's better maybe, to say that you prefer other cultures rather than say I don't like your culture, Non mi piace conoscere nuove persone. I don't like meeting new people. Non mi piace conoscere nuove persone. I don't like meeting new people, which is actually impossible if you travel, so it's still the same thing. I mean, if you're open-minded when you travel, because you should be, in order, to tolerate as well differences, because the world is so, there is such a variety, and that actually is also why it's so beautiful. Andiamo a mangiare solo a McDonald's. Let's just eat at McDonald's. Andiamo a mangiare solo a McDonald's. Let's just eat at McDonald's. Of course, I mean, if you travel around the world, you're supposed to try things which are different from your ordinary things, Questo ha un sapore terribile. This taste is awful. Questo ha un sapore terribile. This taste is awful. Instead of saying this, you can say, I'm sorry, but I don't like it. So it would still be, mi dispiace, ma non mi piace. Ho intenzione di passare la giornata in albergo. I'm going to spend the day in the hotel. Ho intenzione di passare la giornata in albergo. I'm going to spend the day in the hotel. Questo è stupido. This is stupid. Questo è stupido. This is stupid. Yeah, I mean, still remember that those are the words that you should not use. Should never use. So learn them in order not to use them. Voi siete incivili. You people are uncivilized. Voi siete incivili. You people are uncivilized. So remember these words, please, and not use them when you are traveling around the world, guys, okay? Thanks very much for listening. Those were the top 10 words tourists should never use. I will see you next time. Thanks from ItalianPod101.com. Here is Ilaria. Please comment, subscribe, and let us know what you want to hear in our nice Italian language. Nice to see you guys. Take care. Next time. Always take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hi guys, ciao ragazzi, I'm Desiree, sono Desiree, and welcome to 15 happy words. Amare, love. Amare is a verb that you can use with a lot of stuff. For example, your boyfriend or girlfriend, you love them in a romantic way. Your family, you love them. Or your friends, dogs or cats, or even food. You can just say, I love spaghetti, for example, and that's fine. Bello, beautiful. Bel bambino. Bella ragazza, what a beautiful girl. Bella giornata, what a beautiful day. And yeah, when you say just bello, it's something that you approve, you like. Like, how was your trip? Bello, it was cool, beautiful. Contento, happy. Noi siamo contenti. We are happy. Essere contento, to be happy. You can ask to a kid, for example, sei contento dei tuoi regali? Are you happy about your presents? Grande. Great. Remember that grande literally means big, but in this case it's an exclamation like great, grande. Hey, I'm getting married. Great, grande. Orgoglioso, proud. I'm very proud of my children. Sono molto orgoglioso dei miei bambini. I don't have kids, but I hope I can say this someday in my life. Piacere, like. Okay, piacere as a verb means like. For example, a me piace il blu. I like blue. But when you're introducing yourself, you can say, il mio nome è Desiree, piacere. My name is Desiree, nice to meet you. Because it would be piacere di conoscerti, it's nice to meet you. Vivace, lively. That kid is really lively. Quel bambino è molto vivace. So yeah, means he's cheerful and wants to play a lot, maybe, and never asleep, probably. Yeah, also you can say about a city, it's a lively city, è una città vivace. Also a color can be vivace. È un colore molto vivace, it's a lively color. Rilassato, relaxed. Ah, sono così rilassato. Ah, I'm so relaxed. Like, I really need to take a break and go on vacation to relax. Ho proprio bisogno di prendere una pausa, andare in vacanza e rilassarmi. You can also use that as an adjective to people, like, he's a relaxed person. È una persona rilassata. Buffo, funny. Buffo, it's not the same as divertente, that is another way to say funny. For example, that movie was really fun. Quel film era molto divertente. Yeah, I would say that divertente can be used for everything, while buffo is something more particular. Buffo is a kind of sweet way to be funny. Like, you can say that Kitty is buffo. It makes you laugh, but not like humor, but more like, oh. Energico, energetic. So someone with a lot of energies. Like, for example, if we just finished playing volleyball and you're like, oh, I'm so tired, sono così stanco. But that person goes like, hey, why don't we play football now? Ehi, perché non giochiamo a calcio ora? Questa è una persona energica. It's an energetic person. Entusiasta, excited. She was so excited about the movie. Lei era così entusiasta del film. He's really excited about his birthday e entusiasta del suo compleanno. Can be used with boys and girls without changing. It's always entusiasta. Sono entusiasta della vita. I'm excited about life. Fiducioso, hopeful. I trust people. I am a person that can be called fiduciosa. So, yeah, this adjective changes, fiducioso and fiduciosa. Sono fiducioso riguardo al futuro. I'm hopeful about future. Gentile, kind. È una persona gentile, it's a kind person. È sempre gentile con i bambini. It's always kind to kids. Oh, you can also refer about some tastes. You're eating a cake and you say, oh, that has a kind taste. It's not too strong, not too sweet, maybe, not bitter. It's a kind taste. Ridere, laugh. That's the secret of life. Ridere, laugh a lot. È una persona che ride sempre. It's a person who always laughs or who loves to laugh, che ama ridere. Soddisfatto, satisfied. Sono soddisfatto dei miei risultati. I'm satisfied with my results. Sono soddisfatto della mia vita. I'm satisfied about my life. And that's, I think, the goal for everyone. So that's why this is the last of our 15 happy words. Comment with your favorite one or with others happy words that you can think of. And remember to subscribe. Ciao ciao. Bye bye. If you're happy and you know, clap your hands.
Hi everybody, Marika here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Italian questions. The question for this lesson is, what's the difference between sono and sto? If you study Italian, you may often come across sentences such as sto bene, grazie, meaning I'm fine, thanks, or sono italiana, which means I'm Italian. Sono is a conjugated form of the verb essere. Sto is a conjugated form of the verb stare. Now, both Italian verbs essere and stare can be translated as to be in English, but they are used differently. Essere is the direct equivalent of to be. Generally, it expresses a condition. You can use it for lots of different things like identity, as in sono Paola, I'm Paola, profession, as in sono un insegnante, I'm a teacher, nationality, as in sono italiana, I'm Italian, physical aspects, as in sono alta, I'm tall, emotions, as in sono felice, I'm happy. On the other hand, the meaning of the verb stare depends on the context we use it in. Let's see some of the most common ones. To be, as in sto bene, I'm well. To stay, as in oggi sto a casa, I'll stay home today. To fit, as in la maglietta non mi sta, the t-shirt doesn't fit me. To stand, stare in piedi. To lie, stare sdraiato. Also, a lot of idiomatic expressions use stare instead of essere. For example, stai zitto, be quiet, stai fermo, be still, stai attento, be careful. Stare is also used with the gerund verb forms in progressive tenses. For example, sto studiando italiano means I'm studying Italian, or stavano correndo, meaning they were running. To sum it up, we could say that stare refers to something that happens, while essere refers to something that is. Here is another tip. Keep in mind that sto is commonly used with adverbs, as in sto bene, I am doing well. Sono isn't. Sono can be used only with adjectives, and in sono italiana, I am Italian. Pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. A presto! See you soon!
Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Italian. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Marika.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Italian grammar. Word order refers to the order in which words are structured to form a sentence in a given language. Consider the English sentence, I ate an apple. But first, let's remove the article an here for simplicity. So we're just left with I ate apple. The basic word order for English is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short. If we break down the English sentence, I ate apple, we can see that the subject I is presented first, followed by the verb ate, and then finally the object apple is positioned last. This is the basic word order for sentences in English.
Now, let's compare that same sentence, I ate an apple, in Italian. Io ho mangiato una mela. Like before, let's remove the article to keep it simple, so we are just left with the words. If we break down the Italian sentence, we get the subject io, meaning I, then comes the verb ho mangiato, meaning ate, and finally we have the object mela, meaning apple. The basic word order for Italian then is SVO. It's the same as English.
This means that you can convert an English sentence into Italian simply by replacing the English words with Italian words, and you'll still be understood.
Italian word order, however, is much more flexible than English. If we swapped the subject and object around, we'd get apple ate I in English, which changes the meaning of the sentence completely. In Italian, however, the core meaning of the sentence does not change. It would still essentially be I ate apple. Mela ho mangiato io.
As you can see, the word order of Italian is quite flexible. More often than not, if you wanted to say, I ate an apple in Italian, you would not say,
Io ho mangiato una mela.
Instead, you would more likely say, ate an apple in Italian.
Ho mangiato una mela. This is because Italian is a null subject language where the word for the pronoun is omitted because it's already implied.
This is because all of the information can be derived from the way the verb is conjugated in the sentence.
For example, the verb aprire means to open. When you conjugate it, it changes according to the subject. Hai aperto la scatola means you opened the box. Hanno aperto la scatola means they opened the box. Let's take a look at another example. Tornare means to return. Siamo tornati a casa in treno means we return home by train. Sono tornata a casa in treno means I return home by train.
Can you see how the subject changes based on the way the verb is conjugated in the sentence?
Okay, let's move on. Negating a sentence in Italian is incredibly simple. All you have to do is to put the word non in front of the verb.
Let's go back to the original example, I ate an apple. The verb here is ate, or
Ho mangiato. In Italian. Ho mangiato una mela. To make this sentence negative, simply add non before the verb ho mangiato. Non ho mangiato una mela.
if it were Carla ate an apple, it would be
Carla ha mangiato una mela. Adding non before the verb would make it negative. Carla non ha mangiato una mela. Siamo tornati a casa in treno. Non siamo tornati a casa in treno. You can create any negative sentence in Italian simply by adding non before the verb.
asking a question in Italian is even easier than making it negative. All you have to do is simply raise the pitch at the end of a sentence to turn it into a question.
Hai aperto la scatola. Hai aperto la scatola?
No rearranging of words is needed.
Hai aperto la scatola. Hai aperto la scatola?
You can create any basic yes-no questions in Italian this way.
If you want to be a little more specific, simply add the question word in front of the question. For example, perché means why. Perché hai aperto la scatola? Quando means when. Quando hai aperto la scatola? And come means how. Come hai aperto la scatola?
Now you know how to create questions in Italian. Well done! We've covered a lot of things in this lesson, so let's recap what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Italian sentences can be formed using a subject, verb, object, or SVO word order. Italian tends to omit the subject if that subject is a pronoun. You make a sentence negative by adding non before the verb. To turn a sentence into a question, simply raise your pitch at the end. And if you want to be more specific, just add a question word at the beginning of the question.
Hi everybody, Marika here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Italian questions. The question for this lesson is, can I also make profession names feminine? Italian nouns have a gender. This means some are masculine and some are feminine. Generally, you can change a masculine noun into a feminine one by changing the article and the final vowel. For example, il bambino, meaning the child, is masculine. La bambina is feminine. Since gender in Italian language is such an important grammar category, the answer to the question is yes. Most of the time, you can change profession names into feminine. Let's see how to do that. Profession ending in aio and iere, change the ending to aia and iera. For example, fornaio, fornaia, baker, cameriere, cameriera, waiter, waitress. Professions ending in tore, change the ending to trice. Attore, attrice, actor, actress. Profession ending in ista, only change the article to specify the gender. Lo stilista, la stilista, the stylist. Il tassista, la tassista, the taxi driver. What about profession traditionally involving men? Society is constantly evolving and the language must keep up with the times. Today, more and more women are becoming lawyers, engineers, doctors, etc. Some of these titles have a regular feminine form in Italian, such as dottoressa, doctor, or direttrice, chief manager. But what about other titles that were almost never used for women in Italian history, like ministro, minister, or presidente, president? It is la ministro or la ministra, la presidentessa or la presidente. Some professions have the feminine version ending in essa, but this form is often considered ironic or even derogatory. For example, I'd be better to say l'avvocato instead of l'avvocatessa, lawyer, and la vigile instead of la vigilessa, traffic officer. In the same way, la presidentessa is perceived as politically incorrect. So when you're referring to a woman, use the masculine version with a feminine article instead, la presidente. Besides, nouns ending in ente and ante don't change in the feminine form. For example, cantante, singer. So it's only natural that it should be la presidente. There are instances where the suffix essa doesn't have a negative undertone, so it's perfectly okay to say poetessa, poetess, and studentessa, student. As for ministro, the most common feminine version is il ministro, the minister. However, lately many people have argued that ignoring the gender of the woman who holds the title is politically incorrect as well. So you may also hear to read la ministro. But this form is also incorrect. Masculine nouns change to feminine by changing the final O to A. Nobody would say la maestro instead of la maestra, the teacher. So the best way to call a female minister is actually la ministra. Professions that borrow English words only change the article. Il manager, la manager. Il designer, la designer. Il leader, la leader. One final thing, in colloquial Italian, when referring to a woman by her family name, it's common to add the feminine article la, the. For example, la Rossi. Although this is something very common, it's politically incorrect because it highlights the gender of the person you're referring to only when the person is feminine. It's as if in English, when referring to a woman instead of just using her family name, like Smith, you said Smith, the woman. Pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comments below. A presto! See you soon!
Hello, welcome to Italian Weekly Words, and this is Ilaria. Let's see today's theme. Hobbies. Hobby. And the first word is calligrafia. Calligraphy. Mi piacerebbe seguire un corso di calligrafia. I would like to go to a calligraphy class. By the way, my handwriting is very messy. I really need to go to a calligraphy class, maybe. And the next word is ballare, dance. Ogni sabato vado a ballare. Every Saturday I go to dance. Do you like dancing? Next one. This one I love. Suonare uno strumento musicale. Play a musical instrument. Io so suonare uno strumento musicale. I can play a musical instrument. That's true. I actually can play piano, and I started to study piano when I was 7. I decided. I just really want it so bad. Nice. Can you play anything? Let me know, huh? Next one. Disegnare, draw. I love to draw. Ogni giorno disegno 3 ore. Every day I draw for 3 hours. Not really, but I draw everywhere. In the train, when I have some time, I just draw. I love it. Navigare in internet. Surf the net. Is this a hobby? Prima di dormire, navigo in internet. Before going to bed, I surf the net. That's something really bad to do. just go to bed immediately. Next one is the end. I hope you enjoyed the Italian weekly words and see you next time. Bye! Ciao ciao!
Hi guys, welcome to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Ilaria. Nice to meet you, or nice to see you again. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 most common tourist vocabulary. So, let's start. Biglietto, ticket. Biglietto, ticket. Vorrei 2 biglietti per gli Uffizi, per favore. 2 tickets for the Uffizi gallery, please. This is actually, you can apply this phrase to pretty much everything when you need a ticket for something. So, let's say, you want a ticket for a museum. Vorrei un biglietto per il museo, per favore. I would like a ticket for the museum, please. Vorrei un biglietto per il treno, per favore. I would like a ticket for the train, please, for example. So you can apply this to pretty much everything that you like. Turista, tourist, turista, tourist. In Piazza della Signoria ci sono sempre centinaia di turisti. In Signoria Square there are always 100 of tourists. Itinerario, itinerary, itinerario, itinerary. Abbiamo studiato un buon itinerario per visitare l'Italia del Sud. We planned a good itinerary to visit southern Italy. You can also say, abbiamo preparato un itinerario per il nostro viaggio. We prepare an itinerary for our travel. Guida turistica, guidebook. Guida turistica, guidebook. Preferisco usare internet per consultare le guide turistiche in PDF. I prefer using the internet to read PDF of guidebooks. It's very interesting because you can actually print as well the guidebooks and take it to you when you travel. And instead of maybe buying proper guidebooks, you can choose what you like to see, and so it's a bit different. Autobus turistico, tourbus. Autobus turistico, tourbus. Prenotando l'autobus turistico andremo ad Assisi e Perugia. By booking a tour bus, we'll go to Assisi and Perugia. You can also say, when you arrive to an airport, let's say, and you are looking for a tour bus or a tour bus services where in the city where you're traveling in. So you can actually go to the tourist desk and say, c'è un tour bus. They can understand also if you say tour bus in Italian. But of course, if you say c'è un autobus turistico, is there a tour bus, or c'è un servizio per i turisti, is there a service for tourists with a bus, so you can use a lot of different words. Tempio, temple, tempio, temple. Sto per andare a vedere i templi della Valle di Agrigento in Sicilia. I'm going to see the temples of Agrigento Valley in Sicily. I've never been there, but I know that they're really, really beautiful. So if you have time to go to Agrigento when you visit Sicily, you can't miss this spot. It's really, really nice one. There is a lot of history there. Moschea, mosque. Moschea, mosque. Stanno inaugurando una nuova moschea nella nostra città. They are inaugurating a new mosque in our town. Chiesa, church, chiesa, church. I gruppi di turisti possono visitare le chiese quando non ci sono messe. Group of tourists can visit churches when there isn't mass. Cascata, waterfall. Cascata, waterfall. Nel centro Italia c'è la splendida cascata delle Marmore. In the central Italy, there is the wonderful Marmore waterfall. And it's actually pretty spectacular too. Visitare, to visit. Visitare, to visit. Ci piace visitare i paesini del centro Italia. We love visiting the small towns in central Italy. We actually reached the end of our lesson, so thanks for listening. Please do not forget to subscribe, comment. We are here for you guys. So bye from ItalianPod101.com. Next time, and always take care. Bye from Ilaria. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, welcome to your monthly review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, new study tools, resources, and where we show off learners like you speaking the language. That is, if you're brave enough to become language learning famous. All the materials mentioned in this video are available for you now on our website. Click the link in the description to sign up for your free lifetime account and start speaking in minutes. Okay, today's topic is the 10 habits of highly effective language learners. So, what do successful language learners, people who set language goals and actually hit them, do differently? And are you doing any of these things already? Let's get into it. You'll discover 10 powerful habits and how to apply them. I'll give you specific step-by-step examples. You can use these whether you're learning with our program or any other resource, a textbook, an app, or some audio program. Let's start with the first and most important one. Habit number 1, set small, measurable goals with deadlines. Why small goals? Well, say for example, you set big, vague goals, like I want to be fluent someday, and maybe you buy a textbook, you read the first chapter, then you start wondering if you're getting any better. You start worrying you'll never be fluent, and you give up. If you do this, you need to start setting small, measurable goals. For example, learn 100 words in a month, or speak 1 minute of conversation, or do 30 of our audio lessons in 1 month. Deadline, November 30th. Okay, habit number 2, create a routine, because your routine is what will bring your goals to reality. This goes back to the first habit. Again, if you set a goal like doing 30 lessons in 1 month, you need to do 1 lesson a day and spend 15 minutes studying. Now you have a routine to stick to, 1 lesson a day, 15 minutes. Next, decide when and where you'll do it. Why? So you can make time. Make a mental note that this time is language time. And, this is important, say no to other things. Your language goals and dreams take first priority. Next, habit number 3, don't cram. Instead of cramming or forcing yourself to learn for 1 or 5 hours, start small. Cramming may have worked for you with studying for tests, but language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. So if you do 5 hours now, you'll burn yourself out. You'll hate the learning, and that's not good. That's how you fail at your goals and dreams. But if you can do 5 to 15 minutes a day, every day, learning won't be overwhelming, and you'll be successful in the long run. So, how do you create this habit? If you've set your small, measurable goal and routine, you're good to go. Habit number 4, prepare lines and conversations ahead of time. If you're like most language learners, speaking is your weak point. And a lot of the time, it's because you just don't know what to say. You don't have the words in your head. This is where preparation comes in. So imagine you meet a person for the first time. What do you say to each other? Hello, how are you? What's your name? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? If you prepare these questions and answers ahead of time, you then have things to ask and say. So how do you do this? If you're learning on the website, check out our top 25 questions lessons that teach you questions and answers that we use all the time in conversations. For example, what's your name? Where are you from? How old are you? How was your weekend? Another way to prepare is to make a list of questions or phrases you want to say. Then get the translations for those. The point is, if you prepare lines like, my name is, I am from, this weekend I did this, the kind of lines you use all the time, you'll always have something to say. Habit number 5, get into the habit of producing output. So input is taking language in, listening and reading, and output is putting language out, so speaking and writing. The point here is, it's easy to just sit and listen and watch YouTube videos. You can listen to lessons all day long, but listening helps with listening. It won't get you speaking the language. So the easiest ways to produce output are, for speaking, repeat what you hear out loud. That's called shadowing. And for writing, write things out by hand. You can copy out our lesson dialogues or just copy the sentences out of a textbook. Habit number 6, come back and review. And that's because reading something once doesn't mean it'll be in your brain forever. So this is where reviewing comes in. In order to master grammar, words, or phrases, you must go back and review. How do you do this? Spaced repetition flashcards are a great example of this. A lot of language learners use these because with spaced repetition, you get to see words again and again over spaced periods of time, and that improves your memory. Another simple thing you can do is download and save our lessons. Replay them later. Download our dialogue tracks. These give you just the conversation from that lesson, no translations. Make a playlist on your phone and listen as much as possible, just like with songs. Soon, you'll know tons of practical conversations by heart. Next, habit number 7, look for solutions. There's one interesting thing that separates new learners from successful learners. It's how they react when they don't understand something. Because beginners completely rely on the study tools they use, they tend to blame them too. You'll often hear that someone gave up because the textbook was too boring, or it won't help them speak. But if you realize a book won't help you speak, it's not the book's fault, is it? And if you complain that a class doesn't help you speak, but you're not raising your hand at every opportunity either, whose fault is it? So experienced learners look for solutions. Get into the habit of coming up with a solution for your problem. Habit number 8, focus on what you're good at. And you should do this because it's overall motivation. If you're generally better at speaking than writing, then you're more likely to enjoy it, which means you're more likely to continue with it. And that means it's a successful routine. Habit number 9 is don't procrastinate, which is easier said than done. Most of us procrastinate. And a lot of that is a result of overthinking. Let's say you plan on studying today. So you remember, I have to study. Now you're ruining it in your head. It becomes something you have to do. It's a hassle now. But if you set a small, measurable goal and have a simple routine, spend 5 minutes, then you know you just need to put in 5 minutes and you're done. So if you want to beat procrastination, make your goals and routines easy. And number 10, remember that learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. So there's no need to do 5-hour cram sessions and burn yourself out. 5 or 10 minutes is good enough. Remembering this is a good habit to have. If you're having a bad day, if you can't remember some grammar, it's not all over. It's just a minor bump in the road. Another thing that helps is considering the resources you use. Sticking with quick 5-minute lessons that are easy to finish will help keep you in the marathon. Now, speaking of lessons and resources, here are this month's new lessons and resources. First, the Ultimate Guide to Learning and Mastering Language ebook. This is a 52-page ebook that covers the learning tactics I just talked about: setting goals, staying motivated, learning faster. If you're interested in learning strategies, be sure to download it. Next, the Sport and Exercise Conversation Cheat Sheet. If you want to talk about sports and fitness in the language you're learning, then you'll love this PDF cheat sheet. And finally, How to Improve Your Speaking Skills. It's another language strategy lesson. To get these free lessons and resources, just click the link in the description below. All right, because this is the very first episode of the monthly review, we're asking you, yes you, to submit a video of yourself speaking the language. Here's the challenge for you. Yes, everyone watching this. Record a 30-second to 1-minute audio or video clip. Introduce yourself in the language. Share your name, where you're from, and why you're studying this language. And you'll win a 3-month Premium Plus subscription. To submit, click on the link in the description. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Then fill out the form, attach the audio or video file, and press submit. We may feature you in next month's episode, so a lot of learners will see you and your progress and will hopefully get inspired to improve and master the language. To submit a recording, click the link in the description and follow the instructions on the page. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about why your worst days are the best days to study. In the meantime, submit your recording if you're brave. Like and share this video and leave a comment to tell us what language learning tactics you'd like us to talk about. See you next time. Bye!
Hi everybody, Marika here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Italian questions. The question for this lesson is, Where should I put the adjective? Usually, descriptive adjectives in Italian are placed after the noun they modify. For example, la mela rossa, the red apple, il tavolo verde, the green table. However, sometimes you can put an adjective before the noun. There isn't a fixed rule for when you can invert the order, but here is a tip. The adjective put after the noun is denotative. The meaning is literal. The adjective put before the noun is connotative. The meaning is suggestive. Let's see some examples. Un calciatore grande can be translated as a big footballer. The meaning here is literal. The guy is tall and well set. Un grande calciatore means a great footballer. The meaning here is figurative. We don't know if the guy is short or tall. The important thing is he never misses a goal. Un vecchio amico and un amico vecchio are both translated as an old friend in English, but they are not the same. When vecchio is before the noun, it means long-standing. When it's after the noun, it means advanced in years. Here's another example. Ho visto un nuovo film. Here, nuovo has the same meaning as another. I've seen another movie. Ho visto un film nuovo. Here, nuovo is used in its literal meaning. I've seen a new movie. Sometimes the meaning doesn't change, regardless of where you put the adjective. For example, una bella poesia or una poesia bella both mean a beautiful poem. However, some adjectives always come after the noun. These include adjectives that specify color, shape, nationality, religion, category. Occhi azzurri, blue eyes. Una scatola quadrata, a square box. Un ragazzo americano, an American boy. Adjectives that come from the present participle, they end in ante or ente, or from the past participle ending in uto, ato, ito. For example, un essere vivente, a living being. Un sole abbagliante, a dazzling sun. Un libro bruciato, a burned book. Un paese evoluto, a developed country. Adjectives modified by a suffix ino, etto, uccio, accio, etc. Un bambino piccolino, a tiny child. Un colore giallastro, a yellowish color. Finally, here's something that may surprise you. English adjectives occur in a specific order: quantity, quality, size, age, and so on. In Italian, on the other hand, the order doesn't really matter when there's more than one adjective. So, if you want to say a beautiful, tall, young woman, you can say una donna bella, alta e giovane, or una donna giovane, alta e bella, or una donna alta, giovane e bella, and other combinations too. Pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. A presto, see you soon!
To master a new language and understand everything as soon as you hear it, to read with just a quick glance and speak smoothly without thinking, you need to review. Here are our top 5 review tactics. Number 1. Listen to examples over and over again. By listening closely and often, you start to pick up the rhythm of a language, as well as correct pronunciation from a native speaker. Use our line-by-line feature that lets you both listen and read along. Use this tool to practice as much as possible. Number 2. Use our voice recording tool to master perfect pronunciation. Record yourself and compare it against the native speaker. If you sound different, then repeat after the native speaker until you're able to match them. Use our voice recording feature, which makes recording super easy. Number 3. Master your recorded conversations. Record conversations and go over them again and again. Master entire conversations and repeat them line by line. Use any of the dialogues available for download on our website. These come with transcripts of the entire conversation. Number 4. Use mobile devices to reinforce previously learned conversations. Constant review is the best way to progress in your language studies. Download the recorded dialogue to your mobile device and incorporate it into your music playlist. Quick reviews throughout the day effectively reinforce what you've learned. Number 5. Read with line-by-line notes. Read along with a native speaker to really master pronunciation and natural intonation. You should start slow at first, then slowly increase your speed. Your pronunciation will become more natural. You will also see that your ability to understand fluent speakers will greatly increase. You'll be able to improve your communication skills using these 5 simple review techniques. Increase your understanding of your target language. And remember, if you're interested in getting all these review tools, sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources.
Hi everybody, Marika here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Italian questions. The question for this lesson is, how can I use the pronoun ne? Ne is an Italian pronoun that takes the place of nouns so that we don't have to repeat the same words. These nouns can refer to people, places, or things. Let's take a look at how it can be used. First, ne can be used when replacing a noun introduced by di or any combination like del, della, and so on. In this case, it has a partitive meaning. It can be translated as any, some, of it, of them. For example, hai bisogno di soldi? Sì, ne ho bisogno. Do you need some money? Yes, I need some. Abbiamo del burro? No, non ne abbiamo. Do we have any butter? No, we don't have any of it. Ne can also replace nouns introduced by a number or an expression of quantity. Let's see some examples. Quante borse hai? Ne ho solo 3. How many purses do you have? I have only 3. Vuoi dello zucchero nel caffè? Sì, ne vorrei 2 cucchiaini. Would you like some sugar in your coffee? Yes, I'd like 2 spoons. We also use ne to replace nouns phrases introduced by the preposition di with specific verbs. Here are some examples. Parlare di, meaning to talk about. Let's see a sample sentence. You can say, domani parleremo del problema, meaning tomorrow we'll talk about the problem. If it's clear what you are going to talk about, you can use ne and say, domani ne parleremo. This means we'll talk about it tomorrow. In this case, ne replaces the phrase del problema. Another similar case is accorgersi di, meaning to notice. You can either say non mi sono accorto di questo errore, I didn't notice this mistake, or if it's clear what you're talking about, you can say non me ne sono accorto, I didn't notice it. Now, let's see where to put this little word in a sentence. Usually, we position ne before the conjugated verb. For example, ne vuoi ancora? Would you like more? In negative statements, it's always between the negation non and the verb. Vuoi un altro bicchiere di spumante? No, non ne voglio. Do you want another glass of sparkling wine? No, I don't want. In addition, we can attach it to an infinitive or a gerund. Non voglio più berne, grazie. I don't want to drink anymore, thank you. Here we've put together the infinitive bere and ne, making berne. Here is an example with a gerund. Avendone bevuto troppo, ora non si sente bene. Having drunk too much, now he doesn't feel well. There are several rules, so at first try memorizing and actually using a few expressions with ne. You'll eventually get the hang of it. Start with these 3. Che ne pensi? What do you think about it? Non ce n'è più. There is no more of it. Ne vuoi? Do you want some? They are pretty simple, right? If you have any more questions, please leave us a comment below. A presto! See you soon!
Want to speak real Italian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ItalianPod101.com.
You've decided to study a new language, so now what? Well, you want to become fluent fast, right? Here are the top 5 shortcuts to learning a language. Number 1. Create a study schedule and set some goals. Many language learners are unorganized. Creating a schedule allows you to free up time to study consistently. Goals give you motivation and something to strive for. Number 2. Make it fun. If you learn how to make your study time enjoyable, chances are you'll be more inclined to study. Watch a TV show with subtitles or listen to some music. Number 3. Find a language partner. This is the best way to improve your conversation skills. It will help you gain fluency even faster and increase confidence when speaking. Number 4. Use word lists to build up a solid vocabulary. This is a great way to build up your fluency, one word at a time. Luckily, we have all the word lists you need, with a range of topics, from food to love. Choose whichever language you want to study and go! Number 5. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Nothing helps you improve more than correcting your own errors. You're more likely to remember it correctly the next time around. Everyone makes mistakes. Don't be afraid to learn from them. There's no magical way to learn a new language overnight, but doing all of these can really help your learning process. And remember, if you're interested in getting on the fast track to fluency, sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. Start learning now.
Hi guys, welcome to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Ilaria, nice to meet you. And today we're going to talk about the 20 travel phrases you should know. So something quite usual if happens that, for instance, you're going to travel in my country, in Italy. So let's start. Potrei avere una mappa? Could I get a map? Potrei avere una mappa? Could I get a map? Is actually something really useful, especially if you find yourself in a situation where you don't know where you are and you want to ask someone help. Let's say you're going to a local shop and you say, Potrei avere una mappa? Parla inglese? Do you speak English? Another useful phrase is, Parla inglese? Do you speak English? This is something really, really useful when you are abroad and you want to know if someone speaks English and you say, Parla inglese? C'è un autobus dall'aeroporto alla città? Is there a bus from the airport to the city? C'è un autobus dall'aeroporto alla città? Is there a bus from the airport to the city? This is specifically from the airport to the city, so dall'aeroporto alla città, from the airport to the city. Dov'è la stazione? Where is the train station? Dov'è la stazione? Where is the train station? So in this case, dov'è la stazione is a bit generic in Italian because you can say where is the train station, which is dov'è la stazione dei treni, but you can also say dov'è la stazione del bus, where is the autobus station, you know. You should be like specific because people they might ask you which station are you looking for, train station or bus station, because they are quite different. Sometimes they are in different places in Italy. Mi scusi, qual è la tariffa? Excuse me, what's the fare? Mi scusi, qual è la tariffa? Excuse me, what's the fare? You can also say, mi scusi, quanto costa? È questo l'autobus giusto per l'aeroporto? Is this the right bus for the airport? È questo l'autobus giusto per l'aeroporto? Is this the right bus for the airport? You can also say this with trains, with any kind of public transport really, you know? And also, è questo il treno giusto per l'aeroporto? La connessione Wi-Fi è gratuita? Is the Wi-Fi free? La connessione Wi-Fi è gratuita? Is the Wi-Fi free? Then you can check your maps, you know, watch for public transport yourself, you know. You can also say, avete Wi-Fi? Which is actually pretty much the same, they will understand what you're talking about. Ha qualche posto libero per stasera? Do you have any vacancies tonight? Ha qualche posto libero per stasera? Do you have any vacancies tonight? In this case, you are talking about hotel rooms or, any kind of place where you can spend the night, where you are abroad as an hotel or a B&B or an apartment, And you can actually say, avete qualche posto libero? Potrei spostarmi in una camera diversa? Could I move to a different room? Potrei spostarmi in una camera diversa? Could I move to a different room? So let's say you just find an hotel, but they give you like a very small room and you need more things, and you can just say, avete un'altra camera? They will understand that you want to change your room basically. Ho prenotato. I have a reservation. Ho prenotato. I have a reservation. So basically when you say ho prenotato, means that you have booked. Potremmo avere il menù, per favore? Could we have the menu, please? So this is about the food. In English you say, could we have the menu, please? And so in Italian you say, potremmo avere il menù, per favore? Potremmo, if you are like loads of people, but if you are by yourself, you say, potrei avere il menù, per favore? They will understand exactly what you're talking about. Potrei avere il conto? Could I have the check? Potrei avere il conto? Could I have the check? The check is the bill. You finish to eat and you want to know how much the amount, that you have to pay for. So you say, potrei avere il conto, per favore? Sono allergico alle arachidi. I am allergic to peanuts. Sono allergico alle arachidi. I am allergic to peanuts. This is very important, especially if you're allergic to some food, to avoid any problems when you are around for your holidays, And this is actually a very good example when you say, sono allergico. Allergico means that you have an allergy, so you are not able to get this food. So, sono allergico alle arachidi. Sono allergico al gluten, which means like I'm allergic to gluten, for instance, And so on. Acqua, per favore. Water, please. Acqua, per favore. Water, please. Quanto costa? How much is this? Quanto costa? How much is this? Also you can say, mi potrebbe dire quanto costa, per favore? Which means like, could I know how much is that, please, Ne vorrei 10 di questi. I'd like 10 of these. Ne vorrei 10 di questi. I'd like 10 of these. Which is like, let's say you saw something and you want to know just the quantity, you want more than one, and you say, ne vorrei uno, like I want one, ne vorrei due, I want two, and so on, and let's say in this case it's ne vorrei 10. Vorrei questo. I'd like this. Vorrei questo. There is just one particular thing that just grab your attention and you say, I want this. Vorrei questo. Potrebbe farmi uno sconto? Could you give me a discount? Potrebbe farmi uno sconto? Could you give me a discount? So this is quite important, especially if you get around quite often and you want to have discounts on things. Let's say you want to you buy like a bunch of things and you want a discount from the seller and you say, posso avere lo sconto per favore? Accettate le carte di credito? Do you take credit card? Accettate la carta di credito? Do you take credit card? Potrebbe farmi una foto per favore? Could you take a picture of me, please? Potrebbe farmi una foto per favore? Could you take a picture of me, please? That might be happening, you are in front of a very important monument and you want someone to make a photo of you. And then you say, potrebbe farmi una foto per favore? With this nice question, we actually reached the end of our lesson, guys. Thanks very much for listening to us, as usual. Please watch us, comment, subscribe, and give us some tips about what you want to know next in our lovely Italian language. From ItalianPod101.com, that's it. Thanks very much for listening, and take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day, guys. Bye-bye.
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1. Surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources.
Hi everybody, Marika here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Italian questions. The question for this lesson is, how can I correctly conjugate the adjective bello? Bello is a very common Italian adjective that means beautiful or good. Despite being common, it's irregular and doesn't follow the regular forms of adjectives. It follows the article rules instead. Let's see all the forms it can take. Just like the masculine article lo, it's bello before a masculine noun starting with z, x, ps, pn, gn, y, s plus consonant. For example, bello zaino, beautiful backpack, bello spettacolo, good show. The adjective becomes bel with an apostrophe before a masculine noun starting with a vowel. For example, bell'uomo, beautiful man. Sgli is the plural form for lo and l apostrophe. With an apostrophe similar, belli is the plural form of bello and bel. Belli zaini, beautiful backpacks. Belli uomini, beautiful men. It's bel before all other masculine nouns, which would take the masculine article il. For example, bel gatto, beautiful cat. Just like I is the plural form of il, similarity bei is the plural form of bel. Bei gatti, beautiful cats. It's bella before all feminine nouns, which would take the feminine article la. For example, bella donna, beautiful woman. Bella isola, beautiful island. An exception is bella amica, meaning good friend, in an ironic way. Just like le is the plural form of la, belle is the plural feminine form. Belle donne, beautiful woman. Belle isole, beautiful islands. The demonstrative adjective quello, that, follows the same rules as bello, and it rhymes. Pretty interesting, right? If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below. A presto! See you soon!
Hey everyone! Welcome to your monthly review. The monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, new study tools, resources, and where we show off learners like you speaking the language. That is, if you're brave enough to participate and become language learning famous. All the materials mentioned in this video are available for you right now on our website. Click the link in the description to sign up for your free lifetime account and start speaking in minutes. Okay, today's topic is why your worst days are the best days to study. So, have you ever had a day where you planned on learning language and you just couldn't go through with it? Even if learning a new language is your personal goal, something that you really want? Well, today you're going to learn 1. Why these bad days happen, and 2. Why you'll get your best work done on your worst days. Let's start. Why bad days happen with language learning. When I say bad days, I don't mean when you're too busy or when life gets in the way. These things are unavoidable. I mean days when you're just not in the mood. It's a perfectly good day, the sun is shining, no bad news, but you just can't get yourself to study. You're just wasting the day. So, here's why they happen. First, it's the law of diminishing returns in action. What does this mean?
Think of it as eating pizza every day for 5 days a week. On the first day, the first 2 slices are great, but by the third one, you're feeling queasy. It's not as good. And by the 5th day, you're sick of pizza. That's the law of diminishing returns, when the benefits start decreasing over time. And it happens with language learning. When you first start, you learn a lot of phrases and it feels good. You're excited. But as time goes on, you don't feel like you're learning much. And this affects your mood and motivation, so you're not as excited to learn anymore. So you start having bad days. Second, bad days happen because you overthink things and ruin it for yourself. It's like dreading going to the gym. Let's say you went yesterday. You have to go again today. So you're dreading it all day long. I gotta go again. You set yourself up for a bad mood and a bad day. Third, bad days are a natural part of the cycle. Some days will be good. Most days you'll feel indifferent. Some days will be bad. But that's completely natural, and anyone with long-term projects and goals feels the same. And fourth, you can't be on 100% of the time. So just like days can't always be good, you too can't always be on and ready to go all the time. Again, just a realistic and expected part of the journey. Now, let's jump into the second part, why you'll get your best work done on your worst days. So, why will you get your best work done? First, it's not that bad once you start. Once you've spent 10 or 15 minutes learning a language, it's not so bad. People say the same thing about the gym. If you show up and put in a bit of time, it gets easier. Second, it's overcoming a mental barrier. What I mean is, when most of us have bad days, our brain automatically says, okay, can't be done today. Stop, we're done. But if you just work through it, you don't take these bad days so seriously anymore. And that means you're more likely to stick with your language learning goal. This brings us to the next point. Third, it's your best work because working on a bad day only strengthens your habit of language learning. Remember, habits are what will help you master a language over time. If you can stick to a habit on a bad day, your habit only gets stronger, and it will lead you to fluency. And finally, fourth, it just feels good to overcome something. Imagine you have a bad day, but you still put in 10 minutes of language learning. It's a real sense of achievement. And it doesn't matter if you do a 10-minute lesson or a 5-minute lesson. The fact that you made some progress on a bad day will give you the motivation you need to keep going. Now, speaking of lessons, here are this month's new lessons and resources. First, the Best of 2018 Language Learning Cheat Sheets. If you want to get access to all of our conversation cheat sheets that we sent out this year, here's your chance. Download this PDF bundle right now. Next, the brand new Supermarket Cheat Sheet. With this cheat sheet, you'll learn must-know shopping phrases and vocab for meats, vegetables, and all products that you'll find in a supermarket. And finally, the most common adjectives. If you're a beginner and don't yet know these adjectives, then this is a perfect chance to boost your vocabulary. This 1-minute lesson will get them stuck in your head, guaranteed. To get these free lessons and resources, just click the link in the description below. All right, everyone. Now we're asking you to submit a video or audio file of yourself speaking the language. If you do, you'll win 3 free months of access to our learning program, which includes your very own teacher. Here's the challenge for you. Yes, everyone watching this. Record a 30-second to 1-minute video or audio clip. Introduce yourself in the language. Share your name, where you're from, and why you're studying this language. And you'll win a 3-month Premium Plus subscription. To submit, click on the link in the description. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Then, fill out the form. Attach the audio or video file, and press submit. We may feature you in next month's episode. So a lot of learners will see you and your progress, and will hopefully get inspired to improve and master the language. To submit a recording, click the link in the description and follow the instructions on the page. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about how to set achievable language learning goals and resolutions. In the meantime, submit your recording if you're brave. Like and share this video, and leave a comment to tell us what language learning tactics you'd like us to talk about. See you next time. Bye!
Hi guys! Welcome to ItalianPod101.com. My name is Ilaria. Nice to meet you, or nice to see you again. Today we're going to talk about the 15 must-know family words, of course in Italian. So let's start. Famiglia. Family. Famiglia. Family. Ho una famiglia numerosa, tipicamente italiana. I have a typical big Italian family. So, as you know, Italian families are quite big, and you actually notice this when they get along together during Christmas time or, very special times, and you can see like 30, 40, 50 people together. So, it's very nice. Padre, father, padre, father. Mio padre ha 60 anni. My father is 60 years old. Well, actually, my dad is a bit younger than that. He's like 57 years old. Marito. Husband. Marito. Husband. Suo marito è davvero simpatico. Her husband is really funny. You can also say suo marito è davvero gentile. Your husband is really kind. Figlio. Son. Figlio. Son. Mio figlio ha appena compiuto 18 anni. È un adulto. My son has just turned 18. Is an adult. Because, 18 years old is when you basically, you can get your driving license, you are an adult in a way that you can get different kind of responsibilities. And in Italy is the when you get like 18 years old. Fratello. Brother. Fratello. Brother. Ho chiamato mio fratello per organizzare una festa sorpresa per papà. I called my brother to organize a surprise party for my dad. Zio. Uncle. Zio. Uncle. Lo zio paterno è il fratello di tuo padre. A paternal uncle is the brother of your father. Nonno. Grandfather. Nonno. Grandfather. Nostro nonno vuole ancora guidare l'auto. Our grandfather still wants to drive the car. Suocero. Father-in-law. Suocero. Father-in-law. Suo suocero è molto gentile con tutti. Her father-in-law is nice to everybody. Madre. Mother. Madre. Mother. Mia madre sta frequentando un corso di yoga. My mother is taking yoga lessons. Well, actually, my mom, she does take Tai Chi lessons, so. Mia madre sta frequentando un corso di Tai Chi. Figlia. Daughter. Figlia. Daughter. Dovreste dire a vostra figlia che deve studiare di più. You should say to your daughter that she's to study more. This is something that if you got someone, a daughter or a son going to school, it can happen that maybe professors, they come and they say that your daughter or your son needs to study more. So in the case is a daughter, so you say sua figlia dovrebbe studiare di più. And the male version, like for a son, is suo figlio dovrebbe studiare di più. Sorella. Sister. Sorella. Sister. Tra sorelle ci si capisce subito. Sisters understand each other quickly. Moglie. Wife. Moglie. Wife. Sua moglie non è felice del suo nuovo lavoro. His wife is not happy about his new job. If she's happy, you say sua moglie è felice per il nuovo lavoro. So, your wife is happy for the new job. Suocera. Mother-in-law. Suocera. Mother-in-law. La suocera è sempre pronta a giudicare. The mother-in-law is always ready to judge. This is, I think, a common thing all over the world. This is not my case, really, but, this is just very common. This is what mother-in-law, they usually do. Nonna, grandmother. Nonna, grandmother. La loro nonna sa preparare delle torte buonissime. Their grandmother can bake delicious cakes. And by the way, I really love cakes. Compagno. Partner. Compagno. Partner. Vivo da 3 anni con il mio compagno. It's been 3 years since I started living with my partner. Thanks very much for listening. Please subscribe, comment, tell us what you want to hear in Italian language. So we actually reached the end of our lesson, and I thank you very much as usual for listening to us. Keep in touch. Take care always, guys. Bye-bye.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.